here's a news flash for you. Mel doesn't need my help.
I absolutely adore Doc. He's brilliant, he's clever, he cracks me up every time he speaks. He's charming, and I swear to God, if you are gonna scorn like a Scotsman.
Have you seen any of her videos? Or is this just a thing that you're trying to do this divide and conquer, that Mel needs my help because I have testicles for some reason?
Howdy,
Hey.
howdy.
Howdy. Space Cadets, fans out there. I feel really awesome after that intro. It's like, wow, who's that? So Bull's done a great job, and Peter did a great job too.
Yes. I like the intro. I like the fact that it's updated with all kinds of new footage from our last episode, which did smashingly well, I might say.
Yeah. It really did. And I rewatched it and went, yeah, I don't remember a lot of that, but I think it went pretty well. It's nice to get feedback from our esteemed audience, who are, of course, extremely awesome, very smart and cute. All of them, every one of them.
All of them are cute.
Except you, G-Man. You're very ugly and quite stupid.
Oh my goodness. So we have a lot planned today. We have so much stuff that we're going to talk about, stuff and things and
whatnot.
David Avocado Wolfe. We talked on the last show that you should make your middle name Arugula to give you a bit more credibility, I think. Dr. Ian
with morons. Credibility with morons, so I can sell them more shit. Hey, have a blender. Juice is really good. You'll never die. That's $49.95. Great. Oh, I'll never die. Oh, it was fantastic. This juice.
Oh my gosh. All right. So David Avocado Wolfe. I know you have a few things that have bugged you about him. You want to just go down the list of things?
Well, again, for the new people in the audience, maybe introduce this douchebag to the people.
Okay.
What does he do?
What does he do? So David Avocado Wolfe just takes a lot of nonsense and he packages it up in pretty packages and sells it to people. He likes grounding. We talked about grounding in the last episode, so we'll watch a little bit of what he thinks it is today.
Cool.
He talks about the importance of growing your own food, which there may be some merit to that. That might be all right. Grow your own food. Yeah, that's nice. He really likes essential oils. And so one thing that I have a beef with him about is he seems to think that essential oils cure cancer, like frankincense.
Yeah.
And so,
and funnily enough, he also sells essential oils. So, they're good for what ails you, and you can buy them right here.
Right here, yeah. And so I actually, tweeted to David Wolfe about a year ago, I guess. I tweeted to him. I'm like, I'm reading your blog here where you're saying that sniffing frankincense cures cancer. I have issues. And so I just kind of ripped it apart one day in a series of tweets and made a little 1-minute video, which apparently warranted him blocking me on social media.
Oh.
So,
well, as you know, Mel, no dissenting voice is allowed. No dissenting voice is allowed.
I'm not allowed to ask questions.
Frankincense curing cancer? Well, I guess I've been doing it wrong all these years. It could have been so simple. It's just, send all the scientists home. Here's some frankincense.
And I do want to give a little shout out. I finally was able to connect our Facebook messages on Restream, so I can see your Facebook messages now, which is awesome. So that's just another thing for me to look at, but that's good.
Hey.
So we can interact. So hello, Facebook.
Or distractions. Send Mel your money, and everyone immediately subscribe and thumb up this video because reasons and awesomeness. But definitely give her all your money. 10% of whatever shit you're doing. We're actually a religion, so it's all tax exempt. It's totally legit, and you'll never die if you give her a whole bunch.
We will talk a bit about his views on scientism. So maybe we could have the religion of scientism, except we'll just, I don't like that term, so we'll have to kind of make it a bit different, you know, and just kind of make it sound more flashy, I guess.
If scientism is a thing, like an actual thing, does that mean I'm like a priest or a bishop or a scientismist or some such shit? I should get a rank in this mythological hierarchy, right? Robot Mel. With my rank in the scientism church, I also want a particularly splendid hat. Really big one. Mel, are we...
Mel, you need
she's
to
gone!
refresh.
Oh, it's the curse of the chanter. It's followed me here from Psychic Vampires podcast. QCW.
I don't know why this happens to her.
It's demons, man.
I am a curse when it comes to technology. So when I break something, I break it gloriously. They tend to be like, it's busted. You're going to have to get a whole new thing. Just like the computer Andy sent me. UPS drove over.
It's happening again. It's the chanter's curse, Mel. It's nothing to do with technology. It's supernatural. I know this. Mel. You should know it. Just accept the fact that we're being fucked with by entities on the astral realm.
I know. It's terrible.
Yeah.
CW,
back off with your curses.
Mm-hmm.
No, it didn't happen last week. And I'm not sure why it's happening right now. I don't know why.
It's okay. So let's go ahead and take a look.
Yahweh checked his emails and he's a bit pissed off.
He's not happy with me, I guess. You know, I do try though. I try to be a good person. So maybe, you know, that's not enough.
It's all about believing in Jeebus. I mean, good act. They are like filthy rags. But we're back. That's good. Stay out of our live stream,
Yahweh. Are. Question.
So you asked earlier on the issue I have with David Avocado Wolfe. I'll say something nice to start with, that his hair seems really manageable, but yet bouncy and full of life. And that's wonderful. But I have issues with him because he's a filthy, grifting, psychopathic scam artist who enjoys partially hypnotizing people to bilk them out of money and sells them a whole bunch of bullshit. Like, and this is a classic for me, chocolate. You ready? Chocolate is an octave of the sun. I think that is brilliant. I don't know what it means, but I'm sure it boosted his sales. And did you know that mushrooms are actually extraterrestrials? Plus, it's the salt in water that keeps it stuck to the planet, apparently.
Oh, my God.
So I think David might be classified quite justifiably as being, I don't know, full of shit, scientifically ignorant. And I really think with him, and this is the scary bit, that he's fully self-aware of being an absolute scam artist.
So yeah, I think he kind of is. I think he knows what he's doing. That's why he prefers an echo chamber. So let me show you this video. So I made this video about a year ago, and I used to do a thing on Twitter called Fake Science Friday, and I tagged him in on it. So Bull, let's have a look at that Fake Science Friday. And this is what we're going to talk about today, is this particular quote unquote science that's not really.
pass my eardrums out.
Oh, that was great. I have a cancer cure, which is every bit as valid as that bullshit. I once killed a culture of cancer cells with a bit of a cheese sandwich. I dropped it right in there. They were dead pretty much within 24 hours. So yeah, in vitro does not equal clinical, and that's really the issue here.
Yes, it is. So that particular science, and I use that term loosely, you can click on the links in the description as we kind of go through and discuss a bit what it says in that particular article. So I had to dig down a little bit to try to find the paper that he was talking about with this frankincense cures cancer. It's in an alternative medicine journal. So red flag number 1. 2, they did have a mouse model.
Mel, you're being too harsh. Maybe it's a totally legit alternative medicine journal, right?
Okay.
Is it Nature's Alternative Medicine Edition?
I don't
Which
think
doesn't
so.
exist. That's not.
Yeah, it really doesn't. So let me pull up what it is. So, and I mentioned that NCIB and one of my shows is usually, or NIH is really good at finding studies, but you still need to check. It's BMC, Complementary in Alternative Medicine. So BMC. So that's what is that the British Medical Journal? Is that it?
That's BMJ.
British? Oh no, that's BMJ. You're right. I was wrong there.
But there are journals that are legit, talking about things that may or may not be. And with David, I'm confident in saying that one of two things is happening, and maybe two of two things. Either the study doesn't claim what he says it claims, or the study is actually bullshit, and it does claim what he says it claims. Either way, it doesn't really sound overly convincing first look. But let's see. Let's find out.
So, God. Heck. Why is it doing this?
I can do a quick. And sponsorship for this evening.
Yeah,
today is brought to you by VitaFit multivitamin juice boxes for older people. They're awesome.
Apparently, Chrome is eating up a lot of my memory, so I wonder if it has to do with Chrome. It might be that, but this wasn't a plus. Have anything else running except a Restream chat, which I need to talk to people, but I can pull up the Restream chat on my phone if I need to close that out. It's not a big deal. So we'll see how it goes, and if I'm frozen again, I'll just refresh, just like
if that happens. I'm quite happy to talk bullshit for a while. I've been doing it a long time. I might insult a bunch of people, but never mind. We can manage.
Let me catch up on the chat really quickly because I want to do better at that. How is it that people like David Wolfe don't get charged for putting false medical information out there? If you look at the website, at the very bottom, it says these statements have not been blah, 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 checked by the insert medical, entity that's in charge of that. Whether it's the FDA, it's usually the FDA. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This is not meant to be medical advice. Go see your doctor.
Yeah,
They always
it's
have that on
basically
there.
it's the legal disclaimer that says this is all bullshit, just like the psychic hotline,
Basically.
which says at the bottom, all psychic data is for entertainment purposes only. You're an idiot. You just got scammed.
That was BMZLBob. Gonna go for it. Says, I love essential oils, ScientistMel, especially those I need to run my cars. Yeah. Those are important.
Yeah.
Those are actually superfluous solvents, though.
Well, there you go. Very, very cool. All right, I'm checking up. So far, if you have questions, throw them at us, and we'll be happy to answer them as we're going through. And yes, I do have a Blocked By series on my shop, which will have Blocked By David Avocado Wolf stuff soon. So if you've been blocked by that particular blowhard, you can get a mug and display that badge proudly. And plus, all the proceeds go to actual science.
Awesome.
Which would be nice.
By actual science, does that mean you or me? I get a lot of proceeds. I get proceeds from actually curing cancer. Quite well compensated for that. And I can sell you some doctor-approved essential oils as well, if you like.
I'll say to nonprofit organizations for that work towards science research, and I have a list of them on my website. You can see which organizations benefit and links to those websites, so you can kind of see where that goes to. And yes, I do send. I sell anything from that category. I send the check off to the people, and I'm happy to show my books for that.
Give Mel your money, all of it. Do it now.
Oh my goodness. That would be nice. I could just do this full time then. Wouldn't that be great? Frankincense, How the Monster Feels. That's from Brian Stevens. The new emo book from Mary Shelley. It's not Frankenstein, it's frankincense and his feelings. How did he feel at the end of all this?
Psychotherapy of a reanimant. Frankincense, by the way, is a really nice thing to have smoldering away in your home, provided you do it safely, and it smells lovely. And it does have some antiseptic properties in topical application, but it's soap and water, probably better for you. It's a nice thing.
The thing that I found particularly interesting with this study, they post their data and they're like, hey, look, here's the toxicity, and that's just fancy words for cell death. Here's all the cells that died that were cancer from this, and here's all the cells that didn't die. And they post it, and their error bars are massive. They're freaking huge.
Mel, for the uninitiated in the audience, these error bars of which you speak, what is they, and is they bigly significant in the old sciencism?
Well, it gives you an idea of the level of confidence, So if we're like, I'll give you a practical example. I used to be like a public school teacher, and we would get our information in on how our kids did on the tests. Every single year, I wanted to put my head through the wall, because they would base half of my evaluation on this single test. And so these numbers would come back. I'm like, well, here's the trend line, but it could be from a range of 100 to 25. And you're like, this is your confidence level that the kid did this well on this test when they could have gotten 100 or they could have gotten a 25. You're just picking right here. And they would never tell us how they calculated these scores. They wouldn't tell us. So our entire half of our evaluation was based on an equation we could never know. We could never know how they got this data outside of, oh, well, these kids did this, and then we put this on your teacher effectiveness. Here's your teacher effectiveness. Now, here's your error bars. And I'm like, this is like 12% in either way. Yeah. I'm like, you're not even certain that this isn't. It's like they just picked an arbitrary number and then just said, well, it could be 25, it could be 100. So we're just gonna go right in the middle there and assign you that effectiveness. So it's just
a kind of down to earth example is the average height of people in my family is about 4'10". Nobody is 4'10". The highest is 6'5", and the smallest is 2'7". So 4'10", that's kind of the average, but the error bars around it are ginormous, meaning the average isn't representative of the population, is the thing.
Yes.
So if you put up two pieces of data from two populations with averages that are different and error bars that overlap, you can't say that the populations are actually different. So you can't really draw a conclusion based on that. Or if you do, you're a moron, basically.
Yes, that was a much better explanation. Maybe you should do my show on Saturday, Doc.
No, I'm probably going to be like doing more war crimes, getting paid, murdering people on Saturday. I think I've got that coming up. That's what I do for a living, by the way.
Sorry, at 10 a.m. your time, Mel, I'm going to be committing a war crime, at least from that, for at least the next 3 hours. I can't book you in. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've got Crimes Against Humanity scheduled throughout the week. That's sarcasm, satire, and a commentary on those nice Christians who say true things about me.
Oh, Lord. I don't understand. I truly don't understand these things sometimes. It's just, it's in the world. So yes, if you ever have a hard time trying to read a science paper, I do, and I have gone places and talked about how to do that, but I do have a video as well. So if you want to know what to look for, how to read a paper, it takes a bit of time and a bit of practice, but once you get through a few times, it gets a bit easier and you know what to look for at that point. So that's a really, really important thing and a really good skill to have, especially if you're dealing with David Wolfe. He's Wascally, that one. Okay. and just so you know, sniffing frankincense oil does not cure cancer. And in that particular paper did use a mouse model, but they did try in vivo that way, but I didn't get down to the meat to try to figure out, did you pour it down their throat? They even get into the fact they don't even know what kind of dosage you would need to give a person.
They put the mouse in like a lunch bag and then go with the old frankincense. That's exactly how they do it.
That's how they do it.
Fuck. Yes, Jesus. I mean,
man, do they
sniffing frankincense
sedate them at first, do you think?
Sniffing frankincense probably distract you a little bit from having cancer.
Yeah.
But
oh my God. I just see crap like that. Like, how could anybody just believe that? And I'm sitting there and going, well, I probably would have, 15 years ago. I'm like, wow, it's a miracle cure. But the thing that makes me really angry about the title is things your oncologist won't tell you, because it's crap. It's not real.
Jolly Ranchers, your oncologist will not tell you that Jolly Ranchers cure cancer either. Or ding dongs. Ding dongs also. Never going to hear about them not curing cancer from your oncologist.
Okay, I can live without ding dongs in Jolly Ranchers, but I really,
I don't even know what I don't know what a ding dong is, but I don't think they cure cancer.
Think of just a Twinkie that's covered in chocolate.
Oh God, really?
It's a ding dong.
Going into insulin shock as we speak.
Yeah, it's a ding dong is like a Twinkie covered in chocolate, essentially, and it could also be a term for something else, like a euphemism, a ding dong.
Oh God, you've been talking to Karen again, haven't you?
Oh,
you've been
God.
talking to that bitch.
Karen has your challenge. You want to do your challenge first? You want to see what your challenges are?
No, I need to get my strength together to deal with that bitch. Let's continue eviscerating David Fruitbag Wolfe. Let's see what bullshit he's going to sell.
All right. So, how about we pull up the David Wolfe video of scientism so we can kind of learn what that is? Because I think I think we should watch that. It's not very long. It's like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. So let's have a look at his view on scientism, guys.
I do know from experience that the scientific method is not the only way we can know something. There's also just experience, right? If I do something a certain way and all of a sudden I'm doing it slightly different.
Pause, please. Pause. Is it me or is he bloating up like a Goodyear blimp? I mean, for a guy that only eats fruit, he's the size of an elephant.
I think if you only eat fruit and you eat a lot of it, you know, it also depends on the fruit. It's still very high in sugar. You know, it's fructose, but, you know, still, if you don't burn all of that in a day, it still can be stored as fat. I mean, that's just the metabolism.
But his hair is looking spectacular. I mean, is that, was he born with it?
It might be the coconut oil.
Is it Maybelline?
Is he born with it or is it coconut oil?
Is he a Pantene guy, do you think? Or a Timotei guy?
He probably...
He's looking like dog shit.
I think he might go and get some eucalyptus leaves and some aloe and squirt it into a pot and then mix it with some coconut oil and then rub it on his head and then wait for it to rain outside and then he rinses it out. I think he might do that.
That's awesome for the chakras, I hear. But
I think so.
I think coming off coke was a really bad idea for this guy because he is the size of an elephant.
Oh my goodness. Let's see what else he has to say.
There's a little instinct that goes off, tells me don't do it that way because that's not how you often do it. Don't grab the door that way or don't grab that tree that way because there might be a thorn there or something. You know, it's like a memory. Experience is a way of knowing. Scientific method is a way of knowing. Intuition and instinct is a way of knowing.
Pause it a second. Oh my God. Okay, so he's
Mel, what's he talking about?
He's talking about scientific method isn't the only way to do things. And so he's essentially saying, I know that I can turn a doorknob a certain way because I remember things. And I know I have to touch a tree a certain way. So science isn't the only way to do things. Science is the same thing. Just write it down. And it's not just noted that after a period of time, yeah, sure. If you're like working a particular process, you've done 9,000 times, you know how to do it because you read how to do it first. Other people figured it out. And then now you're implementing it. But when you're doing like actual pure science, as opposed to applied science, you still have to write everything down. And that's the only way you can get to the point where if I touch the stove, it's hot. You think? I mean, it's just because somebody either told you or you did it yourself. I mean, it's just, okay. He's just, I just can't. Keep going.
Synchronicity is a way of knowing. Where all of a sudden, like I was going to go have my foot x-rayed, the whole thing, and all of a sudden synchronicities were occurring and told me something, do something else. You know, I ran into an old roommate of mine at a wedding randomly. He was the photographer, completely random, in Long Island, out in the Hamptons. And all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, he's like, dude, you broke your foot. I was like, yeah, dude, it's bad. It's like, boom, boom, boom. And then he tells me his experience of his broken foot last year, exactly the same injury, exactly the same situation. And then he's laying out how he healed it. I'm like,
well, there it is. I mean, that's
now. So this thing that we can only learn in a certain way, which is scientific method, is not in alignment with truth. It isn't. There's other ways to learn, and you can learn from others. You can learn from experience. You can learn from scientific method. You can learn from intuition and instinct, and you can also learn from, you know, a tree might give you a little, hey, you know, check me out, or, you know, some messages from nature.
What?
That could be.
Oh my God.
I can't argue with that. Trees talk to me all the time. And here's the thing about synchronicity. Synchronicity depends on never counting the misses. All of the non-synchronous things, and then, oh shit, my foot was thinking, well, your foot. Your anecdote means dick all. and your synchronicity is a bunch of bullshit, Dave. So,
oh my God.
Back to the science, Dave.
Yeah, but okay, I think this video, there's not much left on it. And then I have so many comments. So many.
Real. I'm not saying it is, but it could be. What my detractors are stuck in is they're stuck in materialism, which is this materialistic explanation for everything, and then only the material world matters. And I suspect that, yes, we're in a material body, and yes, the material world matters, and also your emotional world matters. And your mental world matters. And
now he's going to
spiritual
conflate
world matters.
emotionality
I've had to learn
and
from
mentality.
experience that I think it is true what Wayne Dyer said. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. I think that is true. And I entertain that possibility. And therefore, I don't live my life from just the physics of the material world. And that's what my detractors are against. Because ultimately, what we grew up with, the science background, what I mean by scientism
by the power of his magical
not a
kaftan.
scientific method. It's all this BS that surrounds the scientific method that says, oh, you're a Christian, you can't do science then. Oh, you believe in God, you can't do science then. Oh, you don't believe in the Big Bang, you can't do science then.
No.
Who said so?
No.
Who's saying that?
No.
Well, I'll tell you who's saying that.
Nobody
It's people who are, their religion is materialism. Their religion is the materialistic explanation.
That's what scientism
and they've
is, dog.
co-opted science and dragged it into this BS, which is called scientism, which says, oh, there's a pill for every ill. We know that. It's like, oh, no, there's actually physical causes of illness. There's also spiritual
Nobody
causes
says
of illness.
that.
And there are definitely emotional causes of illness. We look at all of them. I'm in that field. I have to look at all of it. And that's the reason why they're so upset at me and why they have to call me a pseudoscientist and insult me and all that is because what I'm going after is their religion.
Continue watching this.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you see the little weaselly thing he did there? He starts talking about, the non-natural things, and then he goes, psychology and mental causes and emotions. Like, no, David, that's not what you were talking about, Dave.
No,
You can't
straw
conflate
man.
that with the supernatural.
People calling straw man.
Yeah,
They believe in this
little
materialism. Oh my God. He almost makes it sound like materialistic. And I want to say, no, honey, that's you. That's you. That's not us. And he goes, they're so on the materials of things. Huh?
How dare you base your worldview on those things that we can measure and ascertain to have actual presence, that are actual things? You should include all manner of fantasy things as well, because that's how everything works. No, Dave.
God.
No, Dave. The minute the supernatural influences the natural, it stops being supernatural because we can measure it. And so far, Dave, if you're listening, and I hope you are, you bastard. So far, magic has never been the correct answer. Not one time. Oh, look at that. Wonder what causes that. Is that magic? No, it might seem that way, but no, it's not magic.
No magic here. He calls it scientism. And I do have a couple tweets we'll look at here in a bit where he's talking about all the scientism and the scientism. It's like, what is, I really just kind of want to go, what is wrong with you? At some point in time, I just like to sit down and go, what is wrong with you? Are you okay? Did you hit your head? Why do you think these things? I find it interesting that he tries to rally over this distrust of science, particularly for people who are religious. And I have friends with PhDs who believe in God. And I'm like, they do cancer research. It doesn't have to be a thing. And then he throws all this out. It's so very divisive, thinking that, I just hate that. And then so that kind of rallies those people up behind him into like demonizing scientists, which I particularly find extremely problematic and insulting.
Well, I mean, he's doing the classic othering. Those people are evil, therefore buy my shit, which is basically the whole core scam.
Oh my
And
gosh, yeah.
it really is a tragedy for Dave because he's so transparently inept.
Yeah.
And yet, I imagine, fairly wealthy. And the other thing that troubles me is I think he's totally self-aware. How does he sleep at night knowing he's doing this?
You know, it's pretty interesting. I want to pull up, okay, Bull, that video where he's getting an interview from a woman about synchronicity. We're not going to watch much of this. I just want to throw this up and see if you can recognize what kind of feel you get off of this, Doc. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
By the way, I'm going to.
I'm here today with David Avocado Wolfe, and I'm writing an essay on synchronicity for school. And I thought, well, hey, I might as well interview the most magical person I know, who's like a hyper synchronicity machine, to kind of get your insight and to understand synchronicity from a little bit better from your perspective. So thank you so much for hopping on this call with me.
Okay, pause it a second. Okay,
Thank
Doc,
you.
does
This is great. I'm excited to talk about.
Okay, anything strike you about this just right off the bat?
Do I have to?
Or do you want me to say? Do you want me to say what I found
No,
particularly striking?
I can say it.
Okay.
I think he's cupping his balls right now.
Why is he in the bed? She's clearly out having this professional conversation, and he's lying in this bed, giving her like these eyes, like, "Hey, yes, I'm a magical being."
Snuggling his lovelies. Dirty old man, Dave. Dirty boy. Dirty.
I didn't watch a lot of this because it is literally just him laying in bed, throwing out his jargon. I'm just like, what is wrong with him? He's like, hey, I'm David Avocado Wolfe, and I'm talking this co-ed, and she thinks I'm magical.
I'm going to call him Magical Dave from now on. That's it. Magic Dave.
Magic Dave, who slides in the bed to give interviews to co-eds.
I mean, that's just not professional anyway, is it? I mean, I once appeared on TV drinking wine in my living room. You know, I'm here in my living room talking about shit, and I'm having a glass of wine. Fuck you. Oh, that's terrible. That's a evil thing. I wasn't in bed. Let me.
I can't hear you now. Oh, is the sound gone?
I can hear you. Hello?
Oh, okay. I can hear you now. Okay.
Yeah, I was just.
Oh my God. He's a creep,
chocolate
man.
is chocolate, totally an octave of the sun, and mushrooms, fucking Mars. Apparently.
It's like, excuse me, I'm gonna be breathing very hard for a few minutes, and you're like, oh my God, he's just it's just gross. He's just a creep. So one of the things, so when I was doing a bit of research to try to get things together for the show, I was like, all right, I'm going to come across this video. And if you can go look at this video in the comments, every single one's like, why is he in bed? Oh my God, why is he in bed? He's a creep. Oh, he's a this girl, here she is thinking, David Avocado Wolfe's going to talk to me and he's going to answer all my questions about synchronicity. And then she goes to get on this show, and there he is, just all cuddled up in bed. How you doing? I am Magical Dave, here to rock your world in synchronicity. Then maybe Sting should have played in the background or something. I don't know.
But, you know, I have a rule of thumb. If people want to interview me or talk to me and they start by saying that I have magical powers, unironically, I tend to say, you need to think a little harder about that because that's totally bogus. As far as you know.
Gosh.
Because I really do have magical powers. It's a super big secret.
I will not tell anyone, Doc, I promise. I think...
Pinky swear. Pinky swear.
Pinky swear. See, right there. It's totally valid. you know. Oh, we're going sideways here. Sideways.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, there we go. Thank you, Square. We're set. Okay, so I think we need to do a challenge. We need to break this up. I need to challenge you a bit and see if you can tell the difference between if a product is real or not. And I know Karen's got your challenge for you. And
oh dear. I mean, you can't get the help
Hey
these
there.
days, can you?
This
Without
is Karen, and it's time
harassed.
to play Is It Real or Not? So are you ready, Doc? Of
Yes,
course
I am.
you are. Anywho, so sometimes, you know, I really want to build up my vaginal muscles, and those Kegel stuff, you know, the doctor says to do that, and sometimes I want to do a bit more. So I take this device, shove it up there on the insides, and stimulate my vaginal toning with sonic stuff and heat. So is it real?
Yes. God damn it, it's real. Vaginal weightlifting is a thing.
Well, this isn't vaginal weightlifting. It's an apparatus where you
totally
have this.
Real.
It's a heat source in sonic. There it is, and you two can buy it, I believe, for $475 on Google.
$475, and it's definitely not a sex toy. Definitely nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that. And guys, if you're playing in the chat, if you get it right, if it's real or not, I'll give you points on Streamlabs. I'll go through and put in some points for loyalty points. So if you get it right in the chat, I'll go back and look. If you guess,
it's totally real.
Guess correctly. It's totally real.
Totally,
$475 to strengthen and do vaginal toning. All right. Next product. Are you ready, Doc? Karen's got your next one for you.
I can't wait.
Okay,
all right, Karen.
So product number 2. You know, if I was to pick up a handsome gent like yourself, Doc, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more, I would grab this particular perfume, because this perfume is supposed to have like special scents in it to make me super desirable, like I'm not already. And it's called Floorgasm. So, you know, I spray it on me and people will be like, hey, what's up? So is it real?
Yes.
So
totally real.
So there's a perfume. So the perfume is called Floorgasm. Is there a perfume called Floorgasm?
Yes.
Yes, there is. And that's the box.
Classy. I mean, I'm interested. I mean, does it smell like vaginas?
It's $165 for less than a shot glass. So it's like 1.7 fluid ounces. $165. It has all kinds of different floral smelling things that are supposed to make you desirable. You think if Karen bought this, you'd be keen?
No, I don't know. Unless it smells like not crazy. I'm not really interested. And I think Karen would have a tough time. By the way, Karen has been fucking harassing me all week, and I want nothing to do with her. So she can just stop, Karen. Stop it. None of the things that you fantasize about are ever going to happen.
Oh my goodness. Let's go back to the screen. So, product number 3. So I've really been concerned about like my skincare health, you know, and trying to make certain that I keep Karen, this glowing complexion. It's almost like it's animated, you know, and I kind of like it. So I saw that sperm facials are a thing, and that's all over these beauty blogs and stuff. And I wasn't certain if there is a place that has services for that, because I was kind of thinking, but I found one that's bottled, and so I'm going to go that route. So is it real? So is sperm facial serum that's bottled. Can you buy it bottled and use it at home? Is it?
Yes, you can.
You can? You think that's real?
Well, I know of many places where that's like an added bonus, but I don't know if they would. Bodily fluids. No, bodily fluids generally biohazardous, so potentially so very difficult to sell in any sort of meaningful way. But this has been a thing. So Karen's probably tried it 500 times in the last 6 months. It's not working for her. It probably won't work for you. And there's the possibility of an allergic reaction to non-self antigens. Just be careful in the eyes in particular.
Be careful in the eyes. You can't buy a bottled sperm facial serum. That's not something you can buy bottled. They do talk about it on beauty blogs, so that aspect is real. People are trying to do that. So
don't do that,
guys. All right. Next one. Here we go. So I've decided that fitness is particularly important. So I have some fitness products I'm going to run by you, Doc, and you just let me know if it's real or not. So I found as I was looking on a website, I was like, I really want to kind of tighten up my butt. And so I found like there's this butt thing that you stick on your butt and it like, you know, zaps you with some electricity and you're supposed to put it on your bare butt. And so I think that might be hard to do at the gym without like, you know, my butt hanging out. So is it real? Are you there, Doc? Oh, I think you're frozen.
Did you lose, Doc?
Refresh if you can hear us.
He's gone. His whole call is disconnected.
Oh boy.
So we have to wait for Doc to come in. Here he comes.
Okay.
Oh,
is he back?
He's trying.
There you are. Yay. Okay. So.
This one, Karen should try it definitely when she's doing the vaginal thing as well, and that double points.
Okay. Real. People in the audience say it's real. Let's see. It's real. You can buy it on
the
Amazon.
electric bath machine.
I'm pretty certain she didn't get that butt from that. Squats are what you do, not this.
Robo.
Oh, got a second. Yeah, Robo Butts, and it has Bluetooth technology. Isn't that nice?
This is also absolutely not a sex toy. Not a fetish item at all, and it's totally legit medically.
Let's go to the next one. I think we just have 2 more products now. I think it's just 2 more. So we're still talking about fitness, and I decided, you know, since we talked a bit about sexy times and lady bits, I thought I'd talk about vaginal. Is it vaginal or vaginal? Anyway, I'm weightlifting with that now. So I'm sticking things inside and trying to, you know, lift with my vagina to get it super strong in case I get in a vagina fight, I guess. So is it real?
Yes, totally real. As featured on PvP. Apparently, this is a strange mating ritual in a very small tribe of people who like to carry things around hanging from their lady bits. Is this like foreplay for Karen, do you think? Is she that fucked up?
I don't know. Karen asked for your phone number, and I gave it to her because she said she needed to talk to you about some things.
I know you did. Thanks for that, by the way. Nice one.
Oh, well, I mean, I thought it was. She said that she wanted to get your advice on something. I didn't realize she was like, you know, had the hots for you.
Yeah, advice.
Did she call you? Did she call you?
About 14 times.
Did she leave any messages?
Okay, Karen. Just to let you know, Karen, never going to happen. I'd rather cut my dick off, quite frankly. Oh, here she is. Yeah, thanks a lot for this, Mel. I really owe you.
Okay.
Karen, by the way, is like the nightmare Tinderella. Just a monster. Hang on, here she is.
Here we go.
Oh, hang.
So I thought I'd leave you a message. This is Karen. And, you know, I really like the work that we do on the show. And, you know, I think you're, like, kind of cute and stuff. And you're, like, smart. And, you know, I'm, like, really impressed with your ability to do so well on the challenges. And
All right. I've got an instinctive response to that accent. And it makes me feel really, really gay. Just, you know, situationally. Meaning, No, Karen, fuck off. There we go.
Oh, my
maybe
goodness.
I could, kind of have a talk. See what's there,
Mhm.
wink, wink, nudge.
Yeah. You know what that means? Can I translate that? Or
Sure.
no, I'm not going to do that. It would be vulgar and in poor taste. But Karen, I need to tell you something, darling. You're an animated head, and it would never work because you're just a head, and you're two-dimensional, like literally two-dimensional. Sorry. It's never going to happen, and you look a little bit too much like Melinda Lyons. Who,
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And then in terms of fitness, why not look towards your brain? Because that's the thing that would benefit most from focused attention.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, poor Karen. Maybe she just wants to be friends, Doc. Maybe she just wants to be friends.
Yeah, bullshit.
No.
I'm going to find her naked and drunk in the elevator like Courtney Love within about 3 weeks. Oh, we're meant to be together because I tracked you down. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, gosh. That'd be interesting. Well, I'll talk to Karen. But in the meantime, vaginal weightlifting is a thing. So if you guess correct that, very good. We won't have time to watch this whole video.
What's the surfboard woman? I love it.
Sex of their lives.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sex and relationship coach Kim Anami is a woman with a very hidden talent. She's
walking around with a surfboard hanging out your vagina.
Apparatus that I use. It's actually jade carved into the shape of an egg. There's a hole drilled through it. The thread or string comes down.
Oh my God.
That's where we
that hurts me.
The objects onto the end of it.
Oh God. How does that not contribute to uterine prolapse? That's what I want to know.
I'm going to recommend this to my mother.
Coconuts, all kinds of tropical fruits.
The freaking pictures. Oh my God.
Does any part of this just scream, pay attention to me? I mean, am I oversimplifying it? Do what you want, but you know what? I can carry around pretty much my whole briefcase if I staple it onto my willy. But if I do that, I probably would get sectioned in about 12 seconds.
Oh my gosh. Sectioned in US talk is to be committed to a mental psych ward of some sort. Yeah. Okay. Oh God.
5150. Yeah. So, this woman seems to have a very muscular snatch. That's great. Good for you. Let's talk to the Olympics people, with the Special Olympics people.
We should get this on.
Genital weightlifting.
I think we have one more challenge left, and then that's all of the challenge, and then we can look at grounding. So let's.
Is asshole weightlifting a thing as well? You stick an egg up your ring and like dangle weights.
Well, I figured that was just picking up your drunk friend and carrying them home. I figured that's yes, that's a thing that exists.
I'm going to talk to my mum about this. I think she would really do it. Little dignified old lady walking around with a
The
pineapple.
last fitness product, I guess, is kind of fitness or something. It's like part of my water bottle. So there's this water bottle that I get, and I put in like a special crystal that kind of harnesses the energy of the universe and transfers it over to the water because, water is healing. It's like life-giving and stuff, and you need living water with the energy of the universe in order to amp your workouts. So is it real?
Yeah, almost certainly real. Magnetic energy cup of the 21st century.
So a water bottle with a crystal in it that harnesses the energy of the universe. Do you think you can buy that anywhere?
Oh yeah, you totally can. And if you want, you can talk to me and I'll do an even specialer one for you. Because I've got this going through the treasure here. I've got this lovely little amethyst. See that? Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see.
I'll put that in your water bottle.
You
that
put
can
that
go in your
there?
water bottle if you want. A great big roll of cash, big gangster roll in your water bottle.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good for what ails you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually is a real product. Let's have a look. It's about $80 to $85. Isn't that nice?
That's lovely.
Yes, it's nice. I'll tell you. Okay, let's pop back over. I'll tell you, Doc. I've had a very, very difficult time just
so that is the end of is it real or not? So it's just like, as you've done a really great job, Doc. It's like you can tell the difference between like a real product or not. Like I guess that Doc in front of your name is like super like legit or something. You just keep on chilling and not killing. And because I hear you do like good stuff, and so good job. I'm like super proud of you. I'm gonna give you a Karen Gold star.
Oh God. Well, thanks a lot, Karen. Yeah, I can also tell the difference between nice women and fucking whores. So, Karen, don't ever call me again.
Oh my goodness. I'll have a chat with Karen.
Wrong guy, Karen. Wrong guy.
Wrong guy.
You've been told. You've been told.
Okay. I will have a chat with Karen and tell her to not call you again. I'm sorry. She was very she had so many questions. And I'm like, well, I could probably answer them for you. And she goes, no. I really want to talk to Doc about this. It's important. And I'm like, okay. So,
yeah, she only really had one question for me. Yeah, just the one question. And if people can't imagine what that question is, I'll tell you, but I don't really want to because it's a bit gross.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. I will have a stern talking to with Karen. So she'll leave you be. Hopefully she'll leave you be. Let me know if she contacts you again, and I'll get a bit more aggressive. Make certain she gives you your space and leaves you alone.
Okay, that's good. I'll trust you with this, but never again, Mel.
Okay.
Never again.
Okay. Never again. Okay. I understand. I don't want to have to fire Karen, but I will if I need to.
Well, Karen isn't a real person.
I know.
It's all a joke, Mel. It's a running gag for the idiots in the audience.
Oh, okay. Thank you for reminding me. I've been
G-Man,
so busy this week.
Thanks for watching, G-Man. Really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, I also live in an attic, but it's very different from yours. I'm pretty confident in saying.
That's funny. Okay, so next thing I want to do, let's lighten the mood a bit. We have a new
lighten the mood. We've been so serious up to this point. The intellectual rigor is just weighing me down.
We should get our message therapist in. You remember we had message therapists last week because they misspelled that in the paper. We got two special messages from our message therapist, Arlu Moonwolf. Something. Hopefully it will enlighten you, Doc. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see.
I could use it.
The grounding bracelet that helps you harness this quantum energy into the palm of your hand from your heart and your mind with this universal energy has not been analyzed or can be approved by the FDA. It can't actually treat any diseases. I'm at a loss there, but send me your money anyway, because I really need it for my jet.
This character looks like how I'll look when I'm even fucking older. I mean, it's quite similar, right?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Very similar, except I'm not a scamming bastard.
Well, what's the other message he has? I think. Wait, there were two.
My name is Arlu Moonwolf, and I'm your quantum message therapist, not licensed by any governing body or professional organization. I have to say that for legal reasons. Your quantum message for the day is this. Your brain and your heart pulsate with the entire quantum energy of the universe, available to you since the Big Bang, which can be harnessed in your palm for $19.95 in a grounding bracelet.
Awesome. He can also sell you a blender. It's a magic blender that blends things and adds magic to them, and you'll never die if you buy one.
Oh my goodness.
It's too easy.
It's too easy. So Arlu Moon Wolf is our resident message therapist. Going to come in from time to time, give us something enlightening that's utterly useless, but he means well, I guess. He wants your money.
I'm quite sure that a lot of the people who blog this kind of nonsense really do mean well. And it's just kind of sad.
It is kind of sad. It is kind of sad. All right, let's take a look at this grounding stuff. We talked about this last week, and David Wolfe has a video on earthing and grounding, and he actually I think he owns earthing.com, where they had the tummy bands from that website for that quote unquote study. So let's have a look at earthing.
The grounding thing is, running naked through the forest cures your cancer as well, presumably while you're sniffing frankincense.
It might. You got that video, Boole? I think it's the earth one or the ground one. It says that.
We're in shoes all the time, and we're separated from the earth. Like right now, we're several floors up from the earth, and so we don't have that direct electrical connection that the earth provides. My friend,
why is he in a flag? Why is he in a flag draped bunker? This is a little bit Colonel Gaddafi, a little bit Osama bin Laden. It's a little worrying.
Well, it's very London, I guess. I guess that's supposed to be. Is that the Union Jack behind there? That they got London Real.
All of my London apartments look like this. Exactly like that.
As the 8 times I've been to London and hung out with my friends, they all have a Union Jack clearly displayed as you in the room, and then we have to sit there and sip tea, and that's required every. You have to come in, you have to have tea and scones, and then
God save the Queen every hour on the hour.
Every hour we stand up and we go, God save the Queen. We sing it.
Queen. God bless her.
We're all required to go to the changing of the guard. You have to do that, and particularly if it's her birthday.
Yeah, or they cut your balls off. Yeah.
That's right. That's factual completely. Carry on with the video.
Clint Ober did 13 peer-reviewed studies. He backed 13 peer-reviewed studies to test if grounding is important. Do we need to be on the earth? Is it important to have our feet barefoot on sand, on grass, on earth, and rock?
I couldn't find those
the answer is a resounding yes. Very important. And in fact, it has a deep philosophical implication. For example, if someone's had chronic pain for years and years and years, it's basically a runaway inflammatory response. The earth neutralizes that inflammatory response. So typically, and we've been doing this and testing this, and Clint's been doing it for years.
It doesn't do that.
Like chronic back pain, lay on the earth. Go in the park, go in Regent's Park, lay on the earth, lay right on the ground, and the earth's electricity will literally
lie down
push
in
off
Hyde
that
Park and
inflammatory
see
response.
what happens.
It's literally like the negative charge of the earth pushes off the much positive charge, that's inflammation, and neutralizes it. So we were all taught, you come from a science background, Gompers School, where I went to. We were taught that the
he looks like he's not buying it either.
That's
right? The thing,
pulling the energy down. Actually, it's a push. It's pushing
positive
the negatively
charged. So I love it when they get specific, and running naked first reduces your inflammatory response. Really? Can you show me the data for that, please? Any of it?
He's like, back pain. Lie down.
God. Lie down on the ground in Regent's Park. lie down in traffic.
In the middle of the night,
Lie down on the highway. Your back pain will not be on your mind for very long. You know what? Walking on the beach and doing nice things that make you feel better is really good. Do that. But,
Yes.
Yeah. Do those things.
Yeah, do those things. This is just, oh my God. Carry on. Keep calm and carry on. Let's keep going.
Electricity
Let's
out of the earth right into you. So as soon as you get on the bare earth, it pushes it right into you. As soon as you go into a river, creek, stream, ocean, boom, that you're surrounded by that negatively charged electricity. The colder that the water is,
negatively charged electricity. Is he talking about electrons? Maybe.
Negatively charged electricity, as opposed to the positively charged electricity, which isn't real.
No,
you can have positive ions on the outside, but you can't.
Positively charged electricity, that's what fucks you up.
Well, it'd be positronic electricity, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really bad. Really bad.
That would be tough to control.
It really would. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what the Illuminati do. But the negative stuff, that you're jamming surrounded by negatively charged electricity in the ocean.
Oh God. Yeah.
Keep going, Dave.
I don't know. After a while, I just kind of glaze over and check out when I'm looking at people like this and they say stuff that's so profoundly full of crap. You're like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I
mean, they depend on the fractal wrongness stun grenade to some degree, because people who actually understand shit are going, this guy doesn't have a clue. So it weeds you out early.
The more powerful is the electricity.
Continue watching.
Okay, we were almost anyway. Yeah, I don't care. I'm not watching any more London Real Academy. I think I've had my fill. It's not a real academy, I don't think.
Academy of douchebags, maybe. But you know what? Dave's interesting. I mean, people can buy shit and be convinced, and that's all good. But if it keeps you away from medicine that might actually save your life, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's where it becomes a problem. Oh, God. Okay, so this grounding stuff. Do we want...
Oh, I love the grounding. I'm waiting for them to have a crate. There's a crate of soil, and you have to sleep in it, curled up like a vole. I think that would work. We could sell that.
Okay. I have a challenge for you. I have a challenge. I'm gonna wait a bit later for the challenge. I think I'll give you some breathing space. Before we get into that, I do want to show some of the stupid things people have said on the internet. But first, we have to premiere a video that originally premiered on Hannibal and Monty's shit show called Audacity. And the thing about this, that kind of inspired me to make Audacity because of the fact that, Audacity is the mispronunciation of it. And Doc's like, hold on. We can't name it that. We have to name it something. I'm like, how about Oraldacity? It's smart people stuff. We have the audacity to say these things, speaking, oral. So we make it like smart people funny, but have to give props to Hannibal and Monty. They will be making a Tupac Chopra video for us soon.
Which will be,
yes. And so let's enjoy the inspiration for the show Oraldacity, the Audacity, and then stupid things people have said on the internet. Let's have a go.
The announcement is this. I'm going to be doing a Google Hangout next Friday.
I can't hear it.
Not today, but next Friday. And that particular Google Hangout will be focused on primarily one thing. I'm asking everyone to bring their own personal rap to this particular Google Hangout.
I'm going to expose myself on YouTube. I'm going to make a YouTube video embarrassing myself.
Thank you
very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy
G-Man. You know you're breaking the law right now. I will stomp a mud hole in you, sir. I am not playing, Dragnet.
My name is G-Man.
You got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity.
My name is G-Man.
You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence.
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
So big in this guy be.
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me.
My name is G-Man.
You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence.
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
So big can this guy be?
My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man.
You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me.
Jersey City.
Oh, it's awesome. Hannibal and Monty.
Hello, everyone, and
Excellent
welcome
piece
to
of
another
work.
edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
They're amazing. That's amazing stuff.
Gosh.
And you know, little Gary thinks it's a tribute, right? He thinks he's real famous now.
He has his own music video right here on this channel.
Yeah. There's a video of him kind of getting down to it, which is really cool. And you know what? I've kind of taken an oath that I want nothing to do with him, but also I don't want to do anything to make his life any more miserable than it is. Because it's just not. He's so far away from ever being ready to have a conversation with me in a sort of meaningful way that I've just written him off. No,
Yeah.
really.
I've never had a conversation with him. Protein folding. See, you go and you get you a piece of bread and you put peanut butter on it. You fold it. I guess that's G-Man. So yeah, we could have an active. You know, no, you can't beat him in biology or chemistry or outwalk him or out-talk him or out-fight him or anything. We just had the evidence. Did you just see?
You know what? I have to give him. I'll give him credit wherever I can. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He probably could outrun me.
He might could. He could probably outrun me too.
He could probably outwalk me. To be perfectly with you. But
maybe.
That isn't a field that we're competing in, as far as I'm aware. But he could probably climb trees better than I could as well. You know, and generally do physical things better than me. Yeah. It's really sad, though. It's really sad. I tried to get G-Man into the Special Olympics, but the people over there, they weren't having it. It's like wrong place.
It's, you know, I've never had a conversation with him. That's always made him mad. I just never have. Never talked to him, nothing ever.
No.
And you know, so
it was Shannon Q that sat him down, and that was really not an uncomfortable interview at all.
Oh goodness!
There wasn't an immediately apparent subtext that made my toes curl in a not good way. And, cringy. But yeah, Gary, I spent quite a bit of time in New York City, so I'll probably go to Jersey and I'll take a big net with me and I'll see if I can catch him in the wild.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Oh Lord. you know, as a segue, Monty is currently taking that video and snipping it down to about 30 seconds for a segment where we're basically going to look at what stupid people say on the internet. So in honor of Audacity, the inspiration of the show Audacity. Now, Audacity being Hannibal and Monty's video, that struck the thing in my head, not G-Man. But the video, art inspires more art, does it not? So
yes,
let's have a look at some stupid things people have said on the internet. So let's have a look at this. All right. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is the fight between Professor Brian Cox. You have it on your phone, I believe, Doc. The fight between Professor Brian Cox and Deepak Chopra. He goes, you are the universe. And he says, I'm not.
Yeah.
So
Professor
like,
Brian Cox and definitely not professor of anything. Deepak Chopra.
Oh my goodness. All right. So let's have a look at the next one. I probably should have cut these better. I will work on that. All right. The next one is, it says, the universe is made of a divine substance called consciousness. That's what Deepak says. Brian says, no, it isn't. It's made of quarks and leptons.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you're trying to pin Deepak down on any kind of meaningful definition is like trying to mail a jellyfish. It's you can do it, but it's tough and it's really not worth the effort. It's all divine consciousness because energy, because God or whatever he's selling.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the next one. All right. So this is a quote tweet from Professor Brian. He says, and Deepak initially said, matter is a useful construct for doing science and creating technology. It's superstition to believe you are a material object. An observer, independent reality is not to be found. Only self-awareness can give you a glimpse of reality. So this was Brian's response. Here's the thing I don't understand. Isn't this grotesque solipsism? If there is no observer independent reality, then you personally, Deepak Chopra, are the only observer. You are the only thing that exists in the universe. Do I exist independently of you in your philosophy? It's really, he didn't have much to say in response to that.
Exactly. I mean, the hard solipsistic position, which is essentially, it's impossible to prove that you're not a disembodied mind experiencing this in some kind of simulation of types. Yeah, okay, but why would we assume that that's the case? And if it is the case, we can't tell, and so on and so on. But Deepak goes further. And his is the object reality thing, which my baby niece hasn't worked out yet. She thinks we disappear when she closes her eyes, but she's one, and
object
she'll
permanence.
get past that.
Let's have a look at the next one. This one made me laugh so hard. All right. I've just reached the bit in Eric Idle's magnificent autobiography where Deepak Chopra performs the blessing at the opening of Dave Stewart's Coco de Mir on his Avenue. I don't know if that actually happened or not, but just the idea, just the visual image in my head, like the mental image. Oh my God. I just made me cry with laughter.
I mean, I think old Deepak is approaching the point of being an unwitting fool, in that any attempt to satirize him would be indistinguishable from his real attempts at being whatever he claims to be.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah.
I kind of admire him for that, but I'm not buying his brand at all.
I think there's just, I think two more. I think this is maybe the last one. All right. So Deepak Chopra essentially tagged him, Neil Tyson, and Professor Brian all in the same thing. And he's like, well, where's my quote? Because he was tagging, I was like, he goes, here it is. Cosmic consciousness, my arse. And Brian says, it's very different from claiming that philosophy is not relevant, which appears to be the point of your poster. I don't think that at all. Further, claiming that consciousness exists independently of matter is not philosophy in my view. So, oh my God. What's the next one we got? He's
it.
just owning Deepak. It's great. Okay. And so Brian was talking about stargazing. Huh?
Do you notice that this isn't a hard thing to do? Brian isn't, invoking the big math that he lives by. He's just going, hey, dude, what you just said doesn't make any sense at all. Sorry, buddy.
I know. That's kind of what I love about him. He speaks simply. He speaks simply, which is just the best way to handle things like this. Not get too complicated and say, hey, you just said that this is why that's not correct. It's just very direct and straightforward. And so
recognize the Chopra-esque sales pitch, like David Avocado Wolfe's thing, for what it is. It's a flak wall to distract people and to sieve out people who actually know dick all from the potential clients. So, as they say, the longer you listen, the sweeter the pitch. But the moment you go,
really, yes.
This sounds like bullshit.
It does. So
walk away. Give your money to Mel.
Yeah, give me your money. Oh my goodness. So Brian has a program that he does called Stargazing, Go Stargazing in the UK. And so Deepak decided to troll him, I guess, and quote him here. And he says, the experience of stars occurs in consciousness, is known in consciousness, and is made out of consciousness. The entire universe is a human construct for modes of perception and knowing in consciousness. Who gazes? You are the universe, Brian, along with the rest of us. And he's like, you are indeed a star. It's like, okay, sure. It's like, I'm not even going there. I think he just was tired at that point. It's like, yeah, sure. Whatever, dude. I'm moving on.
Let's see. Am I confident that I'm not a massive incandescent gas? Nuclear furnace? Pretty confident of that. Deepak, you're just so bullshit.
So I think this is the last Deepak and Brian exchange that I found. So Deepak says, consciousness is not personal. Body, mind, universe are interpretations of experiences in consciousness, which is formless. Professor Brian Cox. And then he goes, it can't be formless and encode information. If by formless you mean without form. You can't say something is formless, but then holds information. It just doesn't make any freaking sense.
Yeah. I mean, try not to overthink it. Look at the first premise of what Deepak said there. Could you repeat the first sort of bit there?
Yes. Consciousness is not personal. Body, mind, universe. Huh?
Yeah. Okay. Then show me a disembodied consciousness. Just the one. Just the one time. Show me one of those.
Yeah.
And if you come back with AI, then we could probably have a conversation about what consciousness is. But show me. Don't just assert this.
Oh my gosh. All right. I think that was the last one. Let's move on to the next stupid things people say on the internet. Okay. So if you're not familiar, apparently people are very upset that The Little Mermaid has been cast by Halle Bailey, who is a songstress. She is African American. And so people have gone to Twitter to try to use science for their racism. So Here we go. Mermaids live in ocean. Underwater equals limited sunlight. Limited sunlight equals less melanin. Less melanin equals lighter skin color. Because they live underwater, which has no access to light, beyond a certain depth, Ariel and every other mermaid in existence will be albino. Clearly, she can never, ever come up out of the water because she would, UV radiation.
Yeah, and that's why everything that lives in the sea is white. Every single thing. Seals,
every single
white.
Thing.
No white. Yeah. Haddock, white.
Yeah.
All
White.
sharks.
Everything's
totally
white. Blue whales are really white.
White. Actually
They're
white.
And
this is the argument about white. I mean, it's a well-known phenomenon. Bullshit.
Yeah.
And
oh God.
Okay, let's give it I love this. Morons arguing about how many angels dance on the head. And like, your whole worldview is based on fantasies. Mermaids live in the ocean. No, they don't.
Not
They're
real.
made up. This is a story.
What's the next one say? Here, correct. Okay, Doc, I'm gonna just read it in my best, like, angry white girl voice. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it physically impossible for Ariel to be black? I mean, she lives underwater. How would the sun get to her for her to produce melanin? Nobody thought this through. Duh, science.
Yeah, it's physically impossible for Ariel to be black because mermaids aren't real. Sorry.
Oh God. Yeah, mermaids aren't real. Yeah. Here's this winner. The next one. For those saying mermaids don't exist and Ariel being black is not possible, you know what does exist? Science. Mermaids are part fish. Fishes live in the sea. There's no sunlight under the sea. Therefore, mermaids wouldn't evolve pigmented skin to protect against it. Science.
And if she weighs as much as a witch, she must be made of wood. There you go.
Oh my God. And I think this is the last dumb thing. And then I've got a whole section just on David Avocado Wolf. All right. Ariel can't even be black because of science because of her and her ancestors living in water. And so they are never exposed to strong sun rays. The stupidity behind this.
Oh, dear God. Sometimes I lose hope. This might be one of that. It's getting on for that.
Oh God. Okay, so let's make your hopes better.
Dude, isn't it just a nice story where a pretty fish lady does nice things and things happen? And you know, she's darker now than she was. I mean, after my vacation, I'm a lot darker. Should I? Mm-hmm. I don't get it. I don't get the issue here.
Yeah.
Fish lady, brown fish lady, white fish lady. I mean, while we're making shit up, let's just go completely wild. Let's give her antlers as well. I'd watch that.
Yeah. I think a lot of what these particular racist people don't understand is that there's like an African goddess who is often shown as a black mermaid.
Demons.
But that one's not real. The Disney animated version, not like the original story where they cut out her tongue and her feet and stuff. We're gonna.
Are these people racists or do they hate fish? I'm not understanding which is the issue here.
I don't know. But I have some hope for you. I had a really hard time finding people who support David Avocado Wolf on Twitter. So what I decided to do is just find all of the people that were just giving them a hard time. So let's have a look at that.
The friends of the show.
Yes. So this starts out as a thread, and you got this MD at the top. Hydration pro tip: drink water if you're thirsty. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. And then this guy responds saying, but my Facebook group of ignorant paranoids said to stick ice cubes up my ass. Who's to know which is correct? And then this gem tags in David Wolfe, and he goes, you heard wrong. A friend told me their neighbor's cousin no longer needs to hydrate after seeing a meme of David Wolfe's that said everyone should put an ice cube of coffee in their rectum while they have an onion super glued to their taint.
That's actually a thing. No shit. That's a thing.
Oh,
separately,
gosh.
That is the frozen espresso enema is a thing, and I don't recommend it. It sounds really uncomfortable and really unpleasant to me. But you know, when in Rome.
Oh gosh, I do have. Okay, what's the next one? Let me see the next one. All right, so this one is a supporter. This is a supporter of David Wolfe. I did find one. And I don't know what she was retweeting. Apparently, David Wolfe retweeted this. And it.
One.
Okay, hold on.
Meaning
just one.
One, the sole survivor.
He's developed his own social media site, is a private social media network. So he has his own echo chamber now called Telegram. It's on Telegram.
A private social media network.
Private social media network. So she says, pure genius. Love your truth bombs. This could be in Karen's voice. We have witnessed over for the damaging death of vaccines and genocide we are standing up to. Much love, as always, for doing the right thing. A sovereign savage quack, natural therapist, the aroma mask, over nose ducky like to stop the plague. What does that even mean? Oh, God, plague mask.
I mean, I don't like to make fun of people for being functionally illiterate, but I do.
Could you repeat the question, please?
I'm repeating I don't even know what this means.
I don't know what it means either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
there you go.
Vaccine, genocide, pointy face mask. Does that work?
I guess.
Really,
I don't know.
Really did work. I mean, to me, this is 12th century thinking, trying to be relevant, and it's really tragic. It's like, we've learned shit, right? Like a whole bunch of stuff about
you think
trying to not. We've learned a lot about not dying, and we're getting really good at it. Pointy masks, not a big part of that, really.
No. Oh, what's the next one say? That's funny. All right, so this is a quote tweet. This is what David had to say initially. Banks should pay for environmental crimes first, then militaries, then corporations, then governments out of their own resources, not from taxing the people. People should not be taxed for the crimes of these enterprises. So that was what David said. So this was this guy's response. How is a government supposed to pay out money that isn't tax money? How do you think government is funded, David Wolfe? And the complete and total lack of thought put into this tweet, Smith.
This is a great theory of economics, and it's known to work. It's the bake sale hypothesis. All your elected senators or whatever representatives have to bake like a big thing, and then they sell it, and that's how they pay off stuff that they may or may not have been involved with. But yeah, let's look after the environment. I'm down with that, and you know what? I don't mind paying for it.
Oh my God. Sure. Yeah. Oh God. What's the next one? Yeah. All right. So this is a quote tweet. Originally it says, art is the tree of life. Science is the tree of death. Okay. So he goes, watch the scientism zombies descend upon us like harpies. So that's what he says. And then this person, Michelle, and you mastered the art of mind-boggling stupidity. So, yeah. What do you think?
Clumsy use of language is instructive to me. I won't tell you exactly what I think it means, but zombies descending like harpies is clumsy use of language. You're mixing your metaphors and you're not helping yourself. Scientism, the religion of death. Okay, show me your data, like life expectancy correlated to science.
God.
It's getting really good at not dying. Awfully.
Oh my God.
And scientism as a religion, right? Anthropomorphic, superpowered entity, dogma, faith-based, unchanging, rituals, priest class. No, we don't really have those things because those aren't the thing we do.
No.
So you're just entirely incorrect. Like atheism being a religion, like baldness is a hairstyle, and abstinence is a sex position. Morons.
What's the next one? Oh my goodness. Okay, this woman apparently was retweeted by David Wolfe. Sorry, vaccines can't take the credit. Only 10% world population vaccinated at time of eradication. Leicester was first city to see 0 deaths during epidemic because they stopped vaccinating. Vaccines were spreading smallpox. And this guy says, Jesus, you're an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, Mel, how many parts of that initial statement are just bollocks?
Yeah, it's just, oh my God. Yeah, move on. We'll have a whole episode just on anti-vaxxers.
Yeah. I mean, here's one thing. Smallpox was eradicated. It didn't mean that everyone in the world was vaccinated against smallpox, because that's not how it works. If you vaccinate people who have potential to be exposed to smallpox, like having a big fire, you take away the fuel and it stops. And then you sort of move in, and then you spread out, and then once you've reached a certain threshold of immunization, there ain't no targets. It can't spread. It dies out.
That's right.
Awesome.
You know,
it's an amazing tribute to humankind that we got rid of that.
I know. And just people
And
are just
incidentally,
ridiculous.
polio could go the same way, as could measles. And we were getting damn close to it in the Western world. Thanks, anti-vaxxers. You fucked it up for all of us.
Yeah. Boy, this
Okay.
lovely Jen. Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, what troubles me most about the anti-vaxxers is they're not putting their lives at risk. They're putting the lives of their kids and other kids at risk.
Yeah.
And
They are.
makes-
It's wrong. They shouldn't be doing that crap, man. I get punchy. So, I think we only have 2 more left of this. Nona Land, Nona Root Storm Torn, so you can buy from him. And then Jeremy here says, idiot, hack, bullshit, snake oil salesman. You take advantage of people and sell false hope. You should be arrested for fraud, you con artist. I really had a hard time finding supporters of David Wolfe on Twitter. I mean, like legit. So I'm like, I'm just gonna, that's some hope there. That's some hope there.
That's really good. And in this marketplace that we have in this forum, I'm really glad that idiots like David Wolfe are allowed to peddle their bullshit. Because it's fun to make fun of it, and it's great to be able to hold up their own content as absurdity. So keep doing what you're doing, Dave. But consider finding honest work at some point. It's good.
Yeah, for real. And then we got this last one. You're gonna love this one, dog. Okay. I don't even try to read what's in the little white box there. Scientism zombies are trolling me for connecting the moon to silver. There is well-known, long, scientifically supported connection. Start with Thomas Thoreau, see image, and the books of Lily Kalisko. Dig deeper from there. Scientism is not science. And this guy goes, anything you say is not remotely science. So there's hope still. Let's go back to the screen. So there's hope still.
How is the moon related to silver again? Because I'm interested in that.
I didn't look. I didn't dig down. I didn't do my homework for that because I didn't care. I tried really hard to care, and it was really hard to care. But
if it's moony outside and I'm using silver bullets to take down the local wild pigs, who are bastards, by the way, but delicious. Will that make it extra special when I?
It might.
I can do that.
Yeah, it might.
My chakras may be adequately aligned by said murder of a.
You could likely do that. Okay, I have something fun for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I have a tummy band challenge.
Oh, Jesus. For anyone new to the show, the tummy band is a thing. It earths you to the Great Mother. And what else does it do, Mel? Align anything or modify your frequency?
It connects you to the earth. And while you're sleeping, your tummy band. So I found 4 different video demonstrations of a tummy band. And so what I want, because I can see that you have vastly more scientific background than I do, like a couple decades, So I recognize that. So I'm just hoping that you could get eyes on this and kind of see, from your scientific perspective, which one of these has the best. Yeah, your scientism zombie perspective. Which one of these has the best grounding effect? We'll only play about 30 seconds of each. Or, maybe, if we want to, we can go longer. We just see how it goes. So let's see. You ready? You ready, Bull? All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
I really like that. I think that's delightful. That grounds me almost entirely. Good for you guys.
Okay. So that's Tummy Band 1. So you 1 to 5. How do you? Because we're going to be very scientific. 1 to 5. How grounded are you right now?
On a scale of 1 to 5, Cleveland Steamer, which is a high 4. High 4, Cleveland Steamer.
High 4. All right, a high 4 for Tummy Band 1. Okay, Tummy Band 2.
I think I know these guys.
I've got rhythm, I've got music, well, I've got my girl who can ask for anything more. I've got daisies in green pastures, well, I've got my girl who can ask for anything more.
All right, pause it. Very good. So what do you think, Doc? Tummy Band number 2.
Tummy Band number 2, on a scale of 1 to 5, they get a high Dirty Sanchez, which is 3.72.
3.72. So we got a 4 for 1, 3.72 for 2. All right.
Hi, Mr. Maidwright here. I'm a busker, and the definition of busker from Webster's Encyclopedic Unabridged Dictionary of the English Language is firstly to entertain by dancing, singing, reciting, or doing tricks on the street or in a pub. Secondly, to perform plays in rural areas, especially with simple theatrical equipment and in makeshift theaters. Thirdly, and this is my favorite, to travel to rural areas to swindle the inhabitants, sell defective merchandise, etc. My name is Chris, and I love to play music.
Okay, what do you think, Doc?
Yeah, Tummy Band number 3. He's not hitting the mark there for me at all. Good effort, but definitely Del Monte's Revenge, 2.6.
2.6. All right, this is on a scale of 1 to 5 for the audience. If you have your own numbers for Tummy Bands, let me know what your scores are too. All right, last one, time 4.
Okay.
All right. Last band, which one? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm digging that. This is a whole steampunk thing that I really appreciate, but in terms of grabbing me and filling me with the old Jesus spirit, it has to be Tummy Band 1. This one I would give a 3.82. Very good, the Fidel Castro possession.
Okay. Back to the dual screens. Awesome. So Tummy Band won. Awesome. You like the banjo, you like the washboard.
Yeah, I dig that. You know, improvisational creativity is all great as long as I don't have to wear any sort of absurd bed things with umbilici hanging off them. Because I don't think that earthing is going to do me any good. Because, you know, I would trip over it, fall the fuck down the stairs, break my neck, and would be forever laughed at in a series of postmortem photographs. Death by belly band.
Well, I thought because since you said Tummy Band was reminiscent of that type of band, I was like, well, I'm going to give him a challenge.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. And I like the second ones because musical theater is a long time love of mine. Performing little songs like this in amusing ways, I think, is great.
He had some really good kazoo action. I felt there was like a really good kazoo going on while he was playing the with the banjo. No, it was a regular guitar he was playing, regular acoustic guitar and a kazoo. And he could sing too. I thought, man, he's like way more valuable than the washboard dude. I'm like, look at him. He's like trucking right along.
I used to do a thing where I would play stand-up bass and do satirical versions of songs like "The Lady is a Lamp," you know, just make it entirely surreal. You know, Cole Porter stuff involving Osama bin Laden and so on. Because, you know, adapting these things is what it's all about. But yeah, I'm very frequently Oklahoma and assorted other really gay songs that I loved.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm glad you enjoyed the Tummy Band challenge. I might throw challenges in like that for you in the future as a surprise.
Yeah, I'd rather have junk bands than psycho animated hose beasts stalking me. Don't do
maybe
that.
I'll talk to Karen, but I really think she just means well and just, you know, wants to be nice to you.
Yeah, I could kind of tell that in a way that would probably, yeah.
Oh, goodness. So I'm going to catch up on the chat. I think, you know, I'm going to see if there's any questions. Yeah. What is the score of a dirty Santiago? That comes from Doorknob Head. So if you were to give somebody a score, what would that be?
Dirty Santiago. Well, it depends. I mean, if you're on a boat, the scoring system is different.
Okay.
If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it's doubly different. So it's a very interesting question, not one that can easily be answered without complex mathematics. But Santiago, we have a connoisseur in the audience. So whoever you may be, sir or ma'am, kudos for the Santiago reference.
Oh, my goodness. Mark Caesar says, is NASA keeping a secret from us that the moon is made of silver? Yes, they are.
Yes.
They are.
Yep.
By the light of the silvery moon. Ah, that's like
Moon
Buffalo
River.
Gal, tonight, won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? Buffalo Gal, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon?
Oh God, you've activated Mel now. That's it.
I do have an off switch.
Next question.
All righty. So Bill Kennedy was talking about the Little Mermaid stuff. The problem with arguing that a mermaid can't be black is that using their logic, there shouldn't be white Vulcans either. And yet that's all you see on Star Trek shows. Science fiction is still fiction.
Yeah. You know, if you're in universe and the universe thing is a thing like Star Trek, you know, and the timelines and the whole kind of cosmogonic scheme, fair enough. But it's like saying dragons can't be pink. Like, why? Tell me why.
It's just, oh my gosh.
And you know what? If you're a bigot, just come out and say it. Just say you don't like people who happen to be darker skinned than you for arbitrary reasons. That's okay. Just like, you know, don't wrap it up in some kind of bullshit. Yeah, don't like dark.
Don't use that. Don't misrepresent science. That makes me so mad.
Don't like them. Never like them. Half fish.
No.
Doesn't matter. Don't like them.
Peter, gonna go for it. He made our screens and stuff and intro. He says, you cannot, and that's in caps, you cannot play a washboard in a title. He just saw it and he said, that's blasphemy. I don't know, man.
Yep.
I can't get behind bluegrass. I have a hard time in bluegrass music only because I was brought up so heavily on it and it was beaten into my skull to the point, like, because I grew up in church and all the stuff was freaking bluegrass. And one of the songs they sang all the time was Working on a Building. They never tell you why they're working on this building. They just say they're working on a building for my Lord. I was drinking, then I decided to go working on a building. I'm like, oh my God, please, why are we building this? Nobody ever says. And they just play this banjo. And I just, it's almost like I'm like, God, takes me back to those days.
Sounds kind of nice, actually. You know, I, as a child, as an infant, we were, taught to sing about torture and death, being nailed to a cross, genocide. That was always big. Suffering, dying,
We only had a few songs that were like that,
Oh,
but most
no.
of the other stuff was pretty upbeat. One song that you might understand why I liked so much when I was little, because we would do requests sometimes in church. Like, who has a request? And you couldn't just say the title; you had to say the page number, because everybody needs to be able to get to the page number. So, page number, blah blah blah, and then you turn in your hymn book. So this one was, in my heart there rings a melody, there rings a melody. It's heaven's harmony. In my heart there rings a melody, there rings a melody of love. And they'll be like, I wonder why she picked that song again.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
You know, I like the little baby Jesus bit. I like that story. But here's the thing, I think this is brilliant. So my sisters are all variously teachers in primary school, and nativity plays or holiday season plays with Jesus as the main star do still happen. But there was an event at one, there's Mary and she's knocked up. She's coming in and the donkey and knocks on the door. And the guy's meant to open the thing and say, fuck off into the stable. There's no space in here. Get in there. Because that's how people behave, right?
Yeah.
No. Little Elvis McPherson, bless his heart, was the innkeeper. Knock, knock, knock. He opens the thing. And my wife and the thing and the baby. And Elvis goes, come on in. We've got lots of space. I'll move some people out so you can have the best room in the house. Totally improvised. The guy's 6. Genius. Because, can you imagine? You've got a hotel, got a pub. There's a pregnant lady just about to drop. No, there's no space. Into the stable with you. That would not happen. You're like, come on in. We'll find a space for you. Don't worry.
Oh my goodness.
Good for Elvis, though. Eh?
Yeah.
Come on in.
Him. Gosh, that was nice. Oh God.
Yeah, and I think it's a nice story. But then they move on to the whole dying and slaughter. And Jews and God did the thing and it murdered all the babies. Like, I was like 4 years old. 4 years old, and I'm like, maybe you could have done something else instead of, no, you had to do that because we were fallen and the thing. And I'm like, from that point on, that's like 42 years ago. I used to get thrown out of the religious studies classes for laughing and going, really? That really happened? And this was a mandatory thing. And people believed this, and there were monsters and the kneeling. Like, this is all bullshit, right? You've got a doctorate in made-up nonsense.
Oh my goodness.
Congratulations. You wasted your life, and I can see right through you. Out! Get out of here!
Oh God!
What happened was this was a big thing, and how dare you? This was in high school, right? So the headmaster phoned my father, and he's like, and it was a disgraceful display. And my dad's like, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, but you know he's right, right? My dad's like, yes, well done, son. So he called out a bunch of bullshit for being bullshit and called him a disgrace and kicked him out of the class.
Oh, God.
Well, you're an asshole.
Oh, goodness. All right, more comments.
I started young. I really did.
You probably did. That's fine. Let's see. Mark Caesar says there was no comb with the paper. So there was the bands were lacking the comb with the paper. So yeah. I guess that was a disappointment for Mark. I'm sorry. Caitlin, wait, I'm sorry. Kate Catkin, I think it's Catkin Siren says it all makes sense now, you know. And Gertrude's like the great dog Savage. So hello Gertrude. Oh God. Gonna go for it. Peter's like, I still want to do a bluegrass duet with you, ScientistMel, man of constant sorrow. No, I'm not doing it. I cannot stand bluegrass. I have such a hard time getting through bluegrass because of my childhood. Why are we working on a building? Ask Bob, says Doorknob Head. Could you request? Okay, could you request Highway to Hell? Yeah, I could have, I guess, but I'd be in trouble if it was that in church when I was little.
Here's the thing. You know, Aaron Ross said this, or maybe it was Matt Dillahunty. I get them mixed up in my mind sometimes. But God can do everything that people can't do, but he can't do anything that people can. Like, he needs people to write his books and build his houses and whatnot. But when it comes to like magic universes, that's nothing. Ask him to make you a delicious sandwich, and we'll see how long you wait. Right? Everyone, pray for a sandwich right now. I'm praying for a sandwich with an extra pickle, and let's see if that comes to pass.
Here, I'll play this a little.
Are you listening, Mrs. Savage?
Hold on. Oh, here, wait a sec. So. This is working on a building. Elvis does it better. Okay. I don't want to get a copyright strike. But yeah, well, that's
kind of like the music.
You know, Elvis is better, but that's not the bluegrass version.
It doesn't involve murder or nailing to trees, and you know those are good things. But your story still sucks. Religious people.
Oh my goodness, we're coming up on.
And if you believe it as a fact, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're coming up on 2 hours, Doc. I know Jesus. It's kind of late there. I know. I could rock and roll with you all night, I think. I think Karen could do lots of things too.
Yeah, Karen's never going to get a chance.
Karen's never going to get a chance.
If she was the last animated head in the world, I would not consider showing her my ass. Can you get chlamydia from animated cartoon heads?
I don't think so. Maybe there's some kind of computer virus, though. Maybe there's a computer virus that you can get. That's kind of like, you know, I don't know.
I'm never going to find out.
Yeah.
Karen, banished to the Shadowlands.
Karen, poor Karen. I'll let her know. You know, I'll do my best to kind of make certain. You know, maybe I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, she doesn't call you again.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
And yeah, it has been a great deal of fun. Really enjoyed this, and I hope the audience have too. But
yes,
I am turning into a pumpkin. I have to get up early to go and do crimes against humanity. Yet again.
That's right. And next Sunday, who do we have on the show? Do you know, Doc?
I'm really excited.
P.Z. Myers is going to be on the show.
That would be Professor of Biochemistry, PZ Myers. I am not worthy. And whatever PZ wants to talk about, I will stand in quiet awe.
So we're discussing that. So yeah, be sure you click on next Sunday's reminder so you can get a little notification. PZ Myers has been on my channel a couple of times. He's a really super awesome dude, and we're going to talk about Ken Ham and his nonsense. We're going to talk about epigenetics and all kinds of terrible cancer, remedies or whatever, the myths associated with that. Basically, what's peeving PZ? He's going to let us know. Thoroughly, I imagine, and with evidence.
Yeah, we don't like it. We don't like it when PZ gets vexed. So when he gets perturbed, it's even worse. When he's flustered, it's bad enough. But whatever we can do to ease the mind of the great, the wonderful, the highly educated and extremely funny PZ Myers, who also knows a great deal about spiders.
He does. He's gotten into spiders recently. I was on his channel a month or so ago talking about things, obstacles associated with science communication. So that was really cool to be on his show. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah. I've identified one of those obstacles to science communication. People having shit for brains. That's a big obstacle. I found that gets in the way.
It does tend to get in the way. There's no operation for that right now. Maybe you can get some medicine for that.
Yeah, I've got a crystal. Got a crystal for it, and I'll slam your hidden fridge door about 20 times, and it usually works. So far.
So far.
N equals zero. N equals zero, but the doctor approved.
Well,
and if you're really lucky, you get that icy espresso butt plug as well. So that's the therapeutic. Yeah. That's the therapeutic regime. Shut your mouth, slam your door, hit in the fridge, and up your ass. Then it's fine.
That just sounds like completely jarring and extremely unpleasant.
No, sniff some frankincense and you get booted down the stairs. Cured.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me just say. This is the second episode that we've had of World Acid, and so far this is probably my favorite show that I do because it's so much fun. We just have a good time. We laugh, we poke fun at the utter absurd, nonsensical crap that's available everywhere, and now we get to have cool people on there. Like Doc isn't already cool. Look at that. I like his hat.
Compared to PZ, I'm not cool. I'm not even close to cool. I'm not even on the bus. Cool. I'm over the horizon and far, far away from cool.
You're on my bus of cool. How about that? And I won't let Karen on. How about that? I'll keep Karen off the bus.
Yeah, that sounds good. And it is a fun show, and we're better than the Drunken Peasants and nicer to look at, except for Billy, who's got that kind of Mr. Stay Puft cuteness going on.
Oh my goodness. And we will have Hannibal and Monty soon on the show. And so I'm working it out with them. And we've got lots of different guests lined up that's in the talks, but I don't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil it, Mel. We know you do that. You ruin everything.
I try really hard. I'll just do this. Okay. I'll be okay. Anywho, thank you to my patrons. If you like what we do, consider throwing $1 at us every month on patreon.com/ScientistMel. Go on my website. You can send me an email there. If you want to Doc, message me and I'll send it to him. Or,
No.
Or you can leave a message in the comments. That's fine.
Give Mel all your money, you bitches. Do it now. Subscribe. Thumb up this. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Vaginal weightlifting.
I feel very fortunate that Doc is so nice to me because normally he's mean to a lot of people. So I accept that, and thank you, Doc.
Thank you. I try only to be a bastard intentionally, and it's not necessary here. Give her your money. Or, let's do the religious thing. Let's do the old Pascal here. Give Mel at least $1 if you can afford it without issues. Or when you die, bad things might happen to you. There you go.
Goodness. Okay.
Give her $1.
With that Shall we end on one of Doc Savage's rules for living? Which one shall we end on today?
Oh, that's a difficult one.
I know. You have so many. It's hard to pick one.
No. I don't have one that's perfectly opposite for this, so I need to consider and go to my Arctic Fortress of Solitude to come up with some good shit.
Okay. All right.
Sorry,
we
folks.
Will come back.
You're going to have to wait.
We'll have to wait and wait for next week. We'll have to have 2 then next week, Doc.
I'm not like an ATM for wisdom. God damn it! I'm not a machine. Except I kind of am, really.
Okay.
I've got one for you. Doc Savage Rules for Living, number 42. If you want to get clean out of Switzerland, make sure you pay all your bills. That's and always tip the waiter.
And always tip the waiter. All right. Doc Savage's Rules for Life, number 42. Thank you so much, Doc. And on behalf of Bull, do you have anything to end on?
Not really.
Not really. Good job to Bullionator. He has a Patreon as well. You want to help him out. That's great. And I pay Bull, unlike other people. I do actually give him money for this. And so that's why I have him to do this, so he can help us be fantastic like this. So thank you, Bull. So signing off, I'm ScientistMel, and with me is
Doc Savage.
I absolutely adore Doc.
Because I have testicles for some reason.